Good evening and welcome to another episode of Total Ramblings. We've got another Star Wars Lego set to look at. Now, admittedly, it's a 4+ set and I don't often buy these. This is maybe about the fourth or fifth one that I've bought. It's from the Young Jedi Adventures, which I'm going to make a confession. I've never seen it, right? Maybe I'll watch some whilst I'm actually building this. That would be a good idea, wouldn't it? We've got three characters in here. RJ83 is a little droid. Nubs is this furry thing. And Nash Durango. What a great name. So this is set, 75384, the Crimson Firehawk. And this, I believe, is the Crimson Firehawk in question. There's the front of the box. There's the top of the box, featuring Nubs in a little bit more detail. Blurby side of box. Other side of box with the aforementioned Crimson Firehawk. Bottom of box. And back of box. And look at the size of these pieces. Absolutely enormous. This, I reckon, is probably going to take me about 5 or 10 minutes to build. But, you know, hey, it's not for me. I am 4+, so I suppose technically it's for me. Anyway, we're going to build it right now. Okay, here we are. Whilst I was building this, I was saying to myself, I'll probably never buy another 4+ set. But I'm not so sure because I bought these for the minifigs. So let's have a look at it. Well, before we go into that, I actually think this is quite a cool set, actually, if I'm honest with you. The spaceship's quite cool. The minifigs are quite cool. Yes, it's a very simplistic build with some massive pieces, but actually, I did actually quite like building this. It didn't take long. Look, if you're interested, here are the spare pieces. There are 3 bags in this set, and each one has its own manual. So bag number 1 covers Nubs and his little speeder with a couple of storage crates. Bag number 2 covers this sort of market stall with a sort of fish on a barbecue. And bag number 3 is the Crimson Firehawk itself. I didn't end up watching any of this series whilst I was building it, partly because couldn't actually get into my Disney account, can't remember my password, but never mind. So yeah, I'm not really sure we need 3 manuals, but I guess if you've got 3 kids, they could each take a bag and build it themselves. So here we've got. Let me just check that I've got that name right. Is it Nubs? What's the name of it? Yeah, Nubs. So we've got Nubs is the sort of the character here, but you know, it's the typical sort of 4+ kind of build. Introducing a couple of pieces, maybe 3 pieces at a time. Bag 2, again, we've got Nubs is the character going along with the build. I mean, this is an interesting one. Get out this piece. You have this piece. It's kind of like very, very simplistic. And then probably undoubtedly the most interesting bag is the Crimson Firehawk herself. And we have this other figure. I've just got to remind myself of her name because, yeah, Nash Durango is the character that we see moving along to indicate progress. As you will have seen, we've got some enormous pieces here that make up the bulk of this particular build. Absolutely huge. I'm just trying to find the next one. One piece being introduced here. So look, another absolutely enormous piece. And of course, the actual windscreen element itself is also very large. Some engines being built here. Console. So there. So let's have a look at it, shall we? So we have Nub's speeder bike. Very, very simplistic. In fact, an almost identical design to the one seen in the 4 Plus ATST set. Not quite the same, but very similar, very sort of simplistic. We've got like a market stand here. We've got an apple in here, like a cheese slope being used as, I assume, a piece of cheese. This plant isn't actually secured. It just sits in there. We've got a blue fish. We've got some crates here. This is like, let me just put the camera down for you. So this is like the sort of updated kind of pirate crate. There's like a spanner wrench in there with another little smaller crate that sits on top. And then we've got a fish on a barbecue. So I don't know how this ties into the series, I'll be honest with you. Here is Nubs. So this is a unique mold for the head, which is nice. We've got a lovely two-tone cape, yellow on the inside, brown on the outside. Reminds me of kind of Lando's cape. We've got some quite intricate back printing on the torso, some nice front printing on the torso. I like Nubs, I like his eyes. He's quite a good figure, actually. I like him. We've got the droid here. Again, let me remind me of myself of its name. RJB3, I think. So he has got like a transparent kind of bottom. Now it looks like he's got like little tiny legs. So I can only assume he's like a dome that walks around on legs. So he's quite cool. And that's obviously the only way they could probably do this in this scale of Lego. And then we've got Nash Durango with short legs. I don't know if he's meant to be a child or some kind of mechanic. I don't know. Child mechanic, could be both. Front printing on the torso, no back printing, but we do have two faces, kind of slightly concerned, shocked face and a sort of everyday kind of face. And then the star of the show is the Crimson Firehawk. Very simplistic, lots of large pieces, but actually quite a cool looking ship actually. There's loads of room inside the back. You could put all of the minifigs in there and the crate and more. No sort of, this just comes off if you want to open it. I don't know if in the series that's meant to be like a laser turret or a sensor or a dome that people can stick their heads out into. I don't know. Very simplistic sort of engines. We've got some smaller engines kind of here. This detail here hasn't been filled in. A couple of tiles in there wouldn't have gone amiss. And the only sort of working feature on here is this kind of lower hatch, which kind of opens up. Again, not seen the series, don't know how realistic it is. Underneath is not decorated at all. We've got a couple of what might be guns here, but basically it just lands on the surface like that. But actually, it's robust, right? It's swooshable. A 4-year-old isn't going to break this, I don't think. I actually quite like that as a design. It's quite a nice spaceship, I think. It's pretty cool. I like it. It's different. Yeah, so there we go. Not much more to say, really, about this particular set. You know, as I say, it's a 4 Plus set. It's very simple, but actually I really enjoyed building it. So thanks very much for watching. Please join me for more Lego reviews or other random stuff on Total Ramblings. And I'm going to go away now. Bye-bye.
If you enjoy what I do here, although I can't think why, please remember to click the like button, smash that subscribe button, and hit the bell icon to be notified whenever I post a new video. You might also want to check out my website, www.worldsbestestpoet.com, if you fancy a laugh.